Hey guys, it's me again. I'm just going to show you another workout that you can try at home. Again, this will include some bands and just some body weight maneuvers. If you cannot find the bands online, let me know. I will help you find them. I'll send you a link or direct you. So again, 30 seconds, maybe 45 seconds for each exercise. Repeat 2 or 3 times each, and make sure you warm up first. I've already done my warm up. I'm actually going to send you a video that's the whole dynamic warm up, so you have that also to use. Please warm up. Please do your rolling. Please do your stretching afterwards. Super important. Here's the first exercise. It is a band high row. So we can do a low row, which we did in the last video, which is a squat and row. This is a high row, so I'm pulling my arms up high. My palms are facing the ground. Now if I wanted, I could add a squat to this as well. Or I could just keep soft knees and just do the high row. I could also alternate, maybe even add a little bit of rotation. So you'll notice my elbows are high, but I'm not scrunching my shoulders up. My palms are flat, but I'm not curling my wrists. Super important. I'll show you a little different angle, so maybe you can see a variation here. So again, about 30 seconds. If that's not enough, maybe you go 45. That's a band high row. Next one is mountain climbers. Of course, you could do these on the floor. Hopping, hopping, hopping. If it's too much to do the hop, you can simply quickly alternate your knees. You could also take some variations on this, coming across the body. A little bit more oblique work. If that's too much, you can come up onto an elevated surface, a bench, a box, a couch, and do your mountain climbers that way. Now for some people, mountain climbers don't work, and you might do something like jumping jack feet. All of this works the core, the legs, in here, elevates the heart rate. That's what we're going for. All right, next one, gotta go get my band. Mini band, double pulse squat. So the band's going to go either right below the knees or right above the knees. Some tension on the band. Squatting, I'm pressing the knees out against the band the whole time. So what I'm not letting happen is this, my knees are falling inward, pressing the knees out. Now, for my double pulse, which is what this is, down, down, up. Down, down, up. Okay. If I had weights at home, I could add weight to this. Maybe I pulse it out a few more times. Maybe it's not just a double. Maybe it's a 10 count and then a lift up. So you do what works for you. Watch the knees. Make sure you're not letting knees pop way forward over the toes. Keep pressing the knees out. Band circles. So that's back to this guy. So, circles this direction, so like a clock, clockwise or counterclockwise. Of course, there's another way we can make a circle, and that would be to stir the pot. Stir the pot. And of course, I can go the other direction, so clockwise and counterclockwise. Notice I'm keeping my hips really still. Okay, so I'm not helping with my legs. I can also stir the pot the other direction. All of this really working on the core. Yes, my arms are involved, but it should be right in here. So I'm going to do the other side, so I'm evened out. Big circles. And again, holding my hips nice and still. Stirring the pots in both directions. Keeping my hips super, super still. All right, so then we have tricep dips, and that is going to be on a box again. So here we go. Box, a bench. Maybe you have a chair at home, something that's not going to tip over, so please be careful. Legs out is going to be harder. Legs in will be easier. Really important. Turn your hands out just a little bit. Let's see if I can angle little this so you can see. My hands are a little turned out. That will roll my shoulders back and keep my shoulders in a safer position. So if my legs are out, it'll look like this. Shoulders roll back. My rear end is right next to the box or the bench or the chair, so I'm not out here. Okay, if those do not work for you, you can try a narrow push-up. Both of these work the triceps. Keep the shoulders rolled back on these. Be sure that you don't roll forward and take it into the shoulder. Triceps, triceps, triceps. Nice long spine. All right, and then alternating bow and arrow with a lunge. So I take my band again. I'll move this guy out of the way. So you'll step back, and it's like I'm loading up a bow and arrow. And then I step together. And then I step back, and then I step together. Now, for some reason, this does not work for you in your knees. You can simply come into your isometric lunge position and just do the bow and arrow part. Reach, pull, reach, pull, reach, pull. And of course, then you do the other side. Hold my position, like a little squat or a little lunge. If you can't do any kind of lunging, just again, an isometric position. But I'm going to show you the original one, and that's the step into it, just so you have another visual of that. So if that's possible in your body, go ahead and try this one. Again, it'll get your heart rate up, which is what we're going for. All right, side plank, everybody's favorite. Option, you can do it on the floor, on the forearm, lifting, simply holding a side plank is an option. You have the option to lift the hip up and down. Okay, if that doesn't feel good in your back or your shoulder, don't do that. You can simply hold. Okay. You could do a little rotation. Notice I'm not completely rounding. It's just a little rotation, just a little challenge. Some modifications. Top foot steps forward. That's going to be a little bit less. Might make the back feel better. One or both knees down. Same options can happen. You can do a hip lift. You can do a rotation. Okay. And one other way that you can modify is to come onto a box or a bench or another elevated surface. Okay. Or maybe I take a modification where I stagger my feet and I come onto a box. Maybe I do some rotations. Okay. One more option. This one's a hard one. Lifting up and down with the leg. And of course, you will do the other side. In fact, I think I'll do the other side. I don't want to be uneven. Here, just simply holding. We can do the hip lift, stacking the hips. I'm not rotated forward at all. Or I might choose a slight rotation. Notice I'm not rounding my spine. If anything does not feel good in your shoulder or your back, please modify. One knee, two knees down. You can still do a lift, you can still do a rotation, or again, perhaps you bring yourself onto an elevated surface, and that might work better for you. And of course, this guy, really fun. All right, and then, last one I have for you, band punches. So you're going to take the band, come into a little bit of a lunge stride. I'm going to put a lot of power behind this and maybe a lot of speed if my shoulder's okay with it. Not going to round my shoulders forward, but I'm going to punch, punch, punch. Getting my heart rate lifted, elevated. Maybe halfway through, I switch sides. Punch, 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 punch. Yeah. So that's it for that workout. You can give that a try. So you definitely want to do some stretching afterwards. We work the quads, so maybe you find a place to hold on and grab your foot, stretch the front of your thigh. When you're doing this, a little pelvic tilt, tuck under, so I'm getting the thigh, not the back, okay? So this is me getting it into my back, not trying to stretch the back. So do my quadriceps. Make sure you do both sides. And remember, your isometric stretching is done after your workout. Do you do isometric stretching after? Dynamic stretching, stretching with movement, like these kind of things, before. Okay, so keep that in mind. Isometric after, dynamic before. So here's us stretching the hamstrings isometrically, something I'm doing afterwards. I'll put my foot up on the surface. Notice my spine is long. I'm not rounding in any way. I'll get both sides. Now, if I were doing a stretch before my workout, this would be a dynamic version of a hamstring stretch. Okay, so that's something I would do before. This is what I would do after. Right? Finding a place to stretch your chest. It could be on a door jamb, a wall. This is an important one. The more we stress, the more our body tends to roll forward. Of course, sitting at a desk, computer, cars makes that happen too, but stress can make us kind of hunch forward. So open your chest, open your chest. Okay, and of course we worked it a little bit today, so we want to do that as well. Make sure you get both sides. And your triceps. Grab an elbow, and it's coming down my back. Stretching the back of the arm. Both sides. And keep an eye out. I'm also going to be sending out, again, the dynamic warm-up. And I'm also going to be sending out some myofascial release techniques that you can do that will be really beneficial in this time to make sure that your vagus nerve, which is the nerve that runs through your whole body, that brings you into parasympathetic, that calm state, that rest, digest, recover, keep you healthy state, show you some of those things that you can do on your own. In the meantime, I hope everybody's staying happy and healthy. And again, I miss you guys. See you soon.